G'day! Have you been curious how to fit electric power steering to a car? Well, we're going to be looking at fitting Astra or TRW electric power steering to this Commodore. So, due to restrictions and whatnot, the electric power steering kit is going to be the best thing that we've got. So, let's break this down. This top hose going to the reservoir is the oil return, or low pressure. The solid hose coming out here is the high pressure. On a factory system, the power steering rack has two lines. And you can easily see right there is a power steering pump with a high pressure. So this is the high pressure line. On the other side, the low pressure line is solid and then goes into the oil cooler on the return on the factory system before going back to the reservoir before it gets fed into the pump. Pretty much going to do a similar system. We're going to route the return through the oil cooler and then into the reservoir. The high pressure side will go straight into the steering rack. So I've got this all open and exposed to try and make it easy for you to participate and see what's going on as I do it. So bear with me. Alright, so I'm just going to climb in. Don't mind me. First thing we need to do, realistically, is get rid of some of this stuff. But when we do that, I'm probably going to start like so. Let's start with a high pressure line. I know we're going to need to cut it, so I'll do that now. So we've got a steel line cutter, or a pipe cutter. So we're just going to tighten it up and work our way into it. Getting there. There we go. He's off. Now, just in case you've got some burrs, you need to clean them out. So you could use a drill bit, but a deburr tool is the best. Turns out there was some chunks that way. Alright, that's one thing done. Now this power steering pump is only sitting in here. So some people sell a bracket, and depending on how handy you are, you might want to buy it. Now this bracket I've just made, and it'll work, but it's a bit average. But this ain't no show car. But she'll be right. So I've actually drilled the rail and we're going to put a riv nut in. Riv nut tools are pretty cheap these days. Many years ago they were expensive, but not now. Two bolts in this time. So I ain't even cover it up. Yeah, should be right. Okay, so probably don't need this bracket off the sump. Alright, so we're doing a test fit. And it's definitely too long. If you want to connect onto here, just use a small elbow. Yeah, small bend. There's a recycled one on Commodore. But realistically, back here would be better. So we need a certain amount of straight. Where did I put the tool? This is what happens. You get comfortable, start to lose stuff. Turns out I knocked it on the ground. Might move it over just a squish. And we can actually delete some of this stuff now. Yeah, I'm just in the way. I'll move this power steering pump. Don't need this bit, because that's a mechanical pump. We want an electric pump. Back to the office, eh? So this one, cut it again. That shorter. Deeper. Not better. And now, pretty good. Alright, so this one's going to go underneath the sway bar when it's fitted. Okay. Alright, so usual test fit process. Do some, test it, keep moving. If that goes into there, I need to do this low pressure line. Should be 19 mil. best off doing the rack underneath. Actually, most things underneath, because that's how it's done. Yeah, there's an 8mm at the front. Thought might be a pain. Spoke too soon. So this is bent. Unfortunately, it has been damaged. So we need to replace it. Up there, we've got a spare one. So make sure it matches your car. BY and BZ are different, which is interesting because most stuff from VT to VY is interchangeable. I mean, same. You go buy a steering rack, you're going to end up buying a 1251. You got it. Okay, so this hose doesn't have an O-ring on it. Not saying that you should recycle O-rings, but it's a parts car and it'll work. I lost the other 8mm on the ground. Oh wow, there is a big puddle of ATF or power steering fluid. It's from the hose. This hose has been leaking everywhere. I don't know what it is about transmission fluids. Probably because I hate it so much, it always makes a mess. There's actually cardboard on the ground. Okay, so fix that. Spoke too soon. Just recycling the hose. Oh. Jam hose. There's a cleaning device. Different automotive mechanics have different pet peeves. Me and power steering fluid, not friends. That hose clamp's pretty stuffed. Yeah, well, let's get another one. What's it? Goodbye. Okay, so power steering fluid coming out of the pump into the high pressure line going into the rack, low pressure lines coming out into the oil cooler. So on front of the car there's an oil cooler. There's a front man intercooler in the way at the moment, so it's hard to see. And that line comes out here. So all we need to do now is go from there back to the reservoir. So we need a hose that's not too long, but a hose that's not too short. Pretty sure. Sometimes you drain these things and they just keep pissing out everywhere. What do you do? Out of steering. Love it. Messiest bloody stuff going around. want to recycle some stuff. Yeah, that's loose like it should be. Not loose enough. I think some people like to blow out their lines. Others like to suck it, pump it out. Lots of different ways. Alright, so the factory line is actually going to work quite well. We got that leaking disaster off. And then connect that up. And then on this side, like that. Too easy. Shouldn't say that because it'll start leaking and make it a mess. So this will move. So ideally you put a P-clip through there. P-clip is literally the shape of a P with a hole in it, a bracket. So find my P-clips and we'll put one in. But that's essentially how you hard mount a Astra power steering kit. So they have wiring, trigger wiring, and yeah, high pressure fluid goes in the rack, low pressure fluid comes out, goes to the oil cooler, comes out, goes back to the reservoir. Not bad. And yeah, on the engine, so this has got a Ecotech V6 3800. So I've made up a shaft to fit a bearing. Then you basically put a bolt through the bearing, clamp it down, and then on the actual engine, because I've done power steering, aircon delete, I've pretty much, I think I've got like a 6PK 1985 or 1995, like an LS1 belt, which is common and easy to get. So the last thing you want to do is make it hard in case you're in the middle of nowhere and you need a belt. How about that? That wasn't too hard, was it? Now we're going to clean out the mess. This video is part of a series, so we actually have quite a few videos on this particular car because it's a bit of a bitzer. I've never seen a VZ Commodore have a V6 3800. And next, we've got to get ready for boost. So fuel pressure system's got to happen. Our friend has TIG welded these for us. So that's one of the main intercooler pipes. So you'll have to come back and watch that in another video. Alright. Thanks everyone. Cheers. Have a good day.